kill off several SCVs with his raids. So I think Casey is actually probably a little ahead economically speaking. They both got an expansion up. But, you know, I think he is ahead. And now he's actually moving in with some siege tanks right outside UpMagic's door. UpMagic does have raids, though, so those tanks are going to get chased back. He's bringing his own raids in to try and cover, though, and he's probably got 2 ComSat stations now. ComSat's early just to have coverage on the area just in case. And nicely done. Oh, wait, he's... Oh, Jesus Christ! Loses... loses one of his raids. The second one is almost dead. And it doesn't quite have enough hit points to even go in and engage that single wraith of UpMagic's there. Anyways, another wraith has been produced and is now going again after those SCVs in the back. So Casey really doing a really good job of doing a lot of harassment with all of his units, early Marines with raids and everything, and not really taking much damage in return. I'm really kind of surprised UpMagic hasn't been able to do more damage with his own units, you know, taking out tanks there or whatever. But things are pretty much kind of stabilizing here. We're gonna see a more traditional Terran versus Terran at this point. Both players kind of going for tanks and Goliaths here, perhaps dropships. Although with wraiths in play, you usually don't see as many dropships early on, at least, until the wraiths have kind of been slowly eliminated by Goliaths over time, because they, you know, the wraiths can so easily camp out on top of a tank and just pick off the dropships very quickly. So it's a very, very effective counter to the dropships to have wraiths in play, especially if you have like 4 or 5. They just eat up the dropships. It makes them very ineffectual, so it's hard to actually wield dropships at that point. But anyway, that's what the Goliaths are for too, is to keep dropships away. But I think, you know, I like it better personally. I think it's a better option to use the wraiths. They're a lot more mobile. It just seems generally like pros are able to get a lot more done with wraiths above their tanks than Goliaths. And then the wraiths are a little bit more versatile too. They can go around and harass a lot easier than Goliaths. And it seems like you could actually spend less money on a few wraiths and accomplish the same amount of anti-air as you can with more Goliaths. And so it's better in that way. And it looks like we're we're seeing some battle here on the southern end. Casey trying to trap those forces of UpMagic's into that top spot, but UpMagic microing very well, nicely done, moving his Goliaths into very good position. Those Goliaths are going to get picked off by the reinforcements. He saves the tank as well, so nicely done on both players' parts there, actually. So now UpMagic is producing a dropship. I guess he feels like he's got enough Goliaths around. Well, he had enough Goliaths around, at least, that he can move out here. And there's Casey building a dropship also. I'm not sure where he's going with it. It looks like he's gonna fly it all the way back to his spawn, as opposed to I would have expected him to actually just use it with those 2 tanks and Goliath, and maybe do like a little quick drop into the main. And actually, that's what he's doing. He's just moving back to pick up some vultures. He's gonna try and drop vultures directly into UpMagic's main. UpMagic has the same exact idea, though. It might not be vultures, though. It might be Goliaths or something instead. The tank and 2 Goliaths coming out, and in the meantime, the vultures are dropping in. He's gonna plant mines around those factories. That could be devastating. All the fresh tanks are not quite within range of the mines, or at least he was able to get away just in time and save that tank, but he can't go and attack those vultures with the tank because of those mines in the way. I'm not sure why he doesn't ComSat and get rid of those mines there. And in the meantime, a tank's coming back to reinforce to clear that tank out from behind UpMagic's base. I'm sorry, behind Casey's base, and woo, that was close. Mines popping up and getting picked off by the tank fire there. But yeah, this is getting intense. Probably going to see some expansions going down here pretty soon. To be completely honest, I couldn't say why. It just kind of feels like there should be expansions. No, I mean, they're both kind of getting close to mining out there. See, there's another command center going down for UpMagic. You usually see a lot of expansions going down in TVT play, and but at this point in time, it's about when you kind of expect it. Casey has not appeared to be building an expansion of his own, though. He may be thinking about it, but he has a larger army at this point. Although, actually, well, maybe not, depending on what's in those dropships here. He does have a lot. Casey does have a lot of tanks. It looks like he sees this drop coming in here. He's going to have to fight really hard to fight this off, though. Those tanks are now in an entrenched position, and Casey does not really have the dropship power to drop on top of that. I'm surprised the Goliaths aren't targeting that dropship. Actually, that would be a pretty good thing to no, the mine does not go off, but he's not really killing off those tanks. Oh my god, Casey lost several of his own tanks there. And my roommate is getting home, so I'm going to talk a little bit quieter, so I'm sorry about that. But Casey is having to pull off a lot of SCVs here, and he's really taking a long time to kill off these tanks. And he lost several of his own tanks just by, again, assaulting the entrenched position there. The enemy tanks going after his own as they came in there. Look at that, Jesus, his tanks are still alive. Just SCVs going after them over here. Goliath finally dies, tank finally dies, but lost a lot of SCVs there. And that is bad. Now Casey cannot really think about expanding right now. I don't think he has the mining power to expand right now. He's maybe got a dozen and a half, 2 dozen SCVs total. And that's not good. And now, oh my god, UpMagic's going to drop up behind his natural expansion as well. This is going to be horrible. He can't afford another big economic hit, though. Casey is in a better position to defend this time. He's going to pick it off relatively easily this time with relatively few losses, and he needed that because he lost a lot of stuff to those 4 or 5 tanks that dropped in his main before. That's kind of interesting, having a command center aligned with mines. I believe those are Casey's mines. I forgot to check. By the way, you can tell whose mines they are. I know I've talked about how in mirror matches they click ally on one of the players, so you can see the red or yellow outline. So in this case, they're allied to UpMagic, I believe. So UpMagic has the yellow outline. Yeah, so when they click on the mines, that's how you can tell whose mines they are. It's the only way, basically, to tell whose mines they are. And he's here. Here he comes in with a big drop coming in the back, and I'm not even sure where he's going. He's maybe doesn't even have anything. It might have just been a scare drop. Without anything actually in the dropships, while his tanks apparently were running up the main corridor here up into UpMagic's towards his natural expansion. And here he comes in, sieging up right in front of his base. And Casey dropping on top of that force, though. Not the best drop position, though. He could have dropped right on top of those tanks, but he kind of dropped behind them instead. He does win the battle just by his sheer superior forces, but only barely. And UpMagic, I think, is still ahead because now, again, during this whole exchange, they've kind of come out militarily even, but UpMagic has been the one that's gone up at third base, and Casey has been the one that's lost a crap ton of SCVs and not been able to get up at third base. And now this may be the fell swoop for UpMagic, because UpMagic is able to macro a lot better than Casey right now. And here we come. I don't know if Casey's going to have enough forces to defend this. There's probably a lot of forces in these dropships. Oh, is he good? Nope, maybe it's another scare drop. We'll see. Nope, where's he going? Nope, he's just going to get his dropships attacked by Goliaths and then run his tanks in the front again. Brilliant move by UpMagic. Brilliant move. The dropship distraction. A classic move of Boxer applied here again. I mean, it's not, something that only Boxer come up with. It makes a lot of sense to do. Oh, man, just tearing those SCVs apart without killing very many tanks at all. So I think that's pretty much it for UpMagic. He's just lost way too much of his army, and even more so, he's lost way too many SCVs, and he's just barely mining right now. So, and now he's lost that refinery, so he's only mining off of one gas. And gas is, of course, extremely important to Terran versus Terran. All the units that you use, dropships, tanks, Goliaths, that are vital to Terran versus Terran are gas guzzlers. A siege tank probably gets about 5 miles to the gallon. It's, the only vehicle that's less mileage than a Humvee. Anyway, so Casey looks like he is going to be able to clean up this force in front of his base, but now the drop is coming in the back as well. And they're right within range of the last remaining SCVs in the main, within range of the factories, and unfortunately Casey actually has a very small choke and a depot in the way to prevent his own forces from getting through in any good manner to assault in high numbers back into his own base. So that's pretty much going to be it. Disappointed to see Casey go down. Kind of a fun player to watch. Very good at decent at TVT, but UpMagic is one of my favorites, so I'm glad to see him win and see him playing well, especially after kind of an early disadvantage, in my opinion. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks very much for watching, and time to move on to Daezang versus C Really, which is supposed to be a fantastic game. So, see you there.